Welcome back, baseball fans. Summer 69-72 carryover league. We have a National League cross-divisional round of 5 game, best of 5 game between Super Expansion Portland and the Chicago Cubs. Let's look at the standings right now in the National League. The Cubs are having a rough year, but the good news is they are up 2-1 in this series with Game 4 at Wrigley Field. It's been a really bad year, but they might be turning the corner today. Could be a case of too little too late, we don't know. But they're hitting better. That's been their reason why they weren't doing well earlier. Portland is trying to cling on to this division. They're 12-10. Again, this is that Super Expansion division where everybody has a chance, and somebody's going to the playoffs as a division winner. Probably not a wild card team. The Rockies were the big stars last year, and now the gap is down to 4.5 games they have to close out before the All-Star break with their terrible start. But Portland losing 2 out of the first 3 in this series helps the Rockies' cause. The Cubs won Game 1 in Portland. Portland even the series in Game 2. Cubs came home and won Game 3. And today we have a Game 4 in Wrigley. The Cubs would simply like to win a series and have a happy note at some point in this really dreadful season. And today's pitchers for Portland, very surprisingly good year for Ray Culp. We have him on previously on YouTube, and he threw a 1-hitter. He gets the start for Portland in a must-win game for them against Milt Pappas, his best year with the Cubs, when he threw a no-no and almost perfect game in that particular season. So let's get started here from Wrigley Field. Jerry Kenny will lead things off for Portland. 2-3, pops to third. Mark Belanger pops to first. And Gonzalez strikes out. Bottom of 1. Del Unser leads off with a 46, is a K off of a Culp card. Gary Jestad in for Kessinger, center. Kessinger was leading off, but the team was just not getting the spark they needed, so we put him on the bench, got a better batting average, put Del Unser in the leadoff spot, and it seems to be working in the short term. Glenn Beckert, 37, skies the center field. Beckert moved down to the 3-0 with his 342-71 card. Has helped him a little bit as well. He was batting second. All right, Rich Reese, 1-8, second. Montgomery, 1-7, is a K. Frank Baker, 2-10, is a K. Pappas off to a good start. Billy Williams, 1-5. Let's take a look at the Hall of Famer. Billy Williams, big year here, of course. This is 70, 42 homers, 322 average. That is gone deep into the night here in Chicago, or in the afternoon here in Chicago. 1-0. Jim Hickman strikes out. Ron Santo, 59, center. Bill Sorrell, 2-6, pops the first. Ken Boswell in the third for Portland, 2-6, pops the short. Byron Brown, 1-9, rounds the short. And now Ty Klein, 1-5, there goes your no-no. 1-5, let's take a look at Ty Klein's card. He was actually on the 70 Reds team as a pinch hitter and defensive replacement in the outfield. With this particular card, works for an expansion team like Portland though. 1-5, triple-double. He gets the 3-base hit. And with 2 outs, it's Jerry Kenny. 5-10 and walk. Belanger with 2 outs, 48. Single 1 to 8 off of the Pappas card. He rolls an 11 and he lines out. And the threat is extinguished there. Bottom of the third, Jose Ortiz, 38. Grounds a short. Bob Didier, fly ball to right. He's been getting starts against righties for Randy Hundley. And the Cubs decided they're going to put their Hundley, Ernie Banks, and Kessinger are on the bench, ready to come in and pretty much finish all the games as defensive replacements and potential pinch hitters as well. Del Unser, 210 single. And Gary Jestad, 47's a K. We go to the fourth. Tony Gonzalez, 48. Base hit off Pappas. Rich Reese, acquired from the Twins in the offseason. This is a base hit ... Let's take a look at Rich Reese's card. Big year, but this would be the last of his big year, and from moving forward he doesn't do very much, which is why the Twins were willing to trade him to get Burt Blyleven off of Portland into Minnesota. So a single there, and you have runners on the corners for Bob Montgomery. They're going to play back for double play. 44, oh no, off of the Pappas card. Homer 1-7 double, and that is gone. A 3-run homer for Bob Montgomery off the Pappas card, and suddenly it's 3-1 Portland. Frank Baker, K's. Boswell, 56, bounces to short. This is Jested. Not a good defensive shortstop. That's what Kessinger's for, but he makes the play. We're willing to put up with the bad defense at home, not necessarily on the road. Byron Brown, 68, pops to short. All right, one mistake by Pappas, and it's 3-1. Bottom of the fourth. Glenn Beckert, 55, second C. Billy Williams, 512, left C. And Jim Hickman, 1-7 Ks. It looks like the Cubs are up to their old tricks again with just one run early on in this game. Top of the fifth, Ty Klein, 410, center, X. Unser's good though, he's a 2 in center field. He makes the grab. Jerry Kenny, 47. Double 1-12 off Pappas is a double. Belanger, Pappas is a lot better against righties than lefties. Belanger, 69, center. With 2 outs and a man in scoring position, Tony Gonzalez. But 2-8 is a grounder to third, and the inning dies. We go to the bottom of the fifth, but first, we're going to pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of the fifth in Wrigley. Ray Culp is doing it again, folks. Having a great year for Portland, which is one of the reasons why they're in first place. He's actually pitching better than Jim Perry has pitched this year. So, Ron Santo, 48. Lies the left. Bill Sorrell, 112, lines the second. Jose Ortiz, 1-4, skies the center. We'll go to the sixth. 3-1. Rich Reese, 56, bouncer to short. And Jestad, a 4, makes the play. So Jestad has not coughed one up yet as a 40-48 at shortstop at home in Wrigley. That might make him continue to be the starting shortstop with his good bat. Bob Montgomery, 1-8, bounced to short. And Frank Baker, 2-2, fouls the catcher. This has been a low-scoring series. Good pitching throughout. I think the wind has been blowing in. In Game 3, I missed about 6 home run rolls, which is pretty crazy. Didier, 48, is a K. Del Unser, 6'11", second X. Boswell's a 318 at second base, and he boots that ball. And the tie run is Gary Jestad. Take a look at Gary Jestad. And you'll see that against right-handed pitching and at home, I like to get him in 2 games because of, you know, the high. It's over 300 against righties here. Jestad, 58, pops to short. And with 2 outs, it's Beckert. Let's take a look at Beckert. The 342 card of 1971. In a really peculiar twist this year, he's a 2E10 at second base, and he's given up 6 singles already this year in about 18 games or so. It's ridiculous how, unfortunately, it is gone for Beckert. Here is a chance to help his team out. 37, though, skies the center. 3-1 Portland in the 7th. Ken Boswell. This is sort of the microcosm of the Cubs season, folks. Ken Boswell, 1-5, walks. Byron Brown. And the Cub bullpen is one of the worst in baseball. Pappas is a starter 7. Great starting pitching, pretty weak bullpen. Byron Brown, 43, flies it into left. Billy Williams, though, is a 2E3 in left field. He makes the catch. Ty Klein, 49, single, 1-6. He gets this bloop single on a 4. First and second, about to break Pappas. For Jerry Kenny here. First and second, 1 out. Jerry Kenny, 47, that'll do it. Double 1-12 single. That is a single dot dot. It is suddenly 4-1. Broken Pappas. Runners on the corners. Oh boy. This is sort of not very fortuitous here for the Cubs, and that'll do it for Pappas. Didn't have his stuff today. He goes 6 1/3 innings, giving up 4, 5, 6, 7. He put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 men on base. But he's broke with runners on the corners and he's down 3. So Ray Newman, let's take a look at Ray. He'll come trotting out of the bullpen. Belanger, then 2 lefties, so they'll bring in the lefty Newman. They'll bring the infield up for Belanger as well, here in the 7th, with runners on the corners, with 1 out. Belanger is a B bunter. If he was an A bunter, I would consider squeezing. Like 1st and 3rd and 1 out, with a lead on the road would be fine situation for that, but he will hit away with the infield up. Mark Belanger, 210. Let's take a look at the Belanger card. Portland's got it going today, folks. You're seeing why this team's in first place. They're getting a lot of breaks. They got steady players, nothing flashy, of course, but they got consistent. They got defense in spots, a little bit of speed in spots, a little bit of batting average in spots. Here's triple 1-12. Belanger cleans those bases up nicely, and suddenly it is 6-1 Portland. They'll keep it up for Tony Gonzalez. 67's a K. And Rich Reese, 48 is a walk. Runners on the corners for Bob Montgomery, and they'll pinch hit Bob Barton, who's actually a better defensive catcher than Montgomery. 1-9 is a fly ball to left. Innings over, but it's 6-1 Portland. The Cubs are left scratching their heads again. They cannot figure out how to win baseball games consistently at all. Bottom of the 7th, here in Chicago, it's Syl Johnson. We have a light on the south side of Chicago compilation featuring Arlene Brown and Syl Johnson and others. Pretty cool record. I'm a streaker baby. Arlene Brown's particularly good cut. All right, back to the game. Bottom of the 7th. Cubs need a crooked inning rally. Crooked number inning rally here. Billy Williams against Culp, 2-3. Culp is now on the fringe of the Cy Young conversation. That's how crazy the season's gone for Portland. Jim Hickman, 2-9 single. We'll have to investigate Culp's year-to-date stats when we do the composite box. Ron Santo, 2-5 single, but suddenly, as soon as I mention that, the Cubs start to get the bats going here. About to break Culp here in the 7th with 2 on and 1 out. It's Bill Sorrell. 2-10, 1-6-3, double play, ends the threat. They could take Culp out, actually, after 7, but Ray Newman in the 8th. Batting for Frank Baker will be Alan Gallagher. Here's Alan Gallagher in the 8th, 48, single 1-10, he lines out. Boswell hits lefties pretty well. He'll stick around. 1-11, rounds to first. Byron Brown, 38, double 1-8 is a single. And Ty Klein, the center fielder, he'll stay in for defense. He doesn't have any hits on his card, but he's a 2 in center field, 5-10. Catcher's card, and the inning's over. Okay, bottom of the 8th of a 6-1 game. Culp. I think you got to get 2 more hits to break him in the 8th to get him out of there if he wants to make his Cy Young appeal. Jose Ortiz, 110 is a base hit. And here's Didier. 2-8 Didier pops to short. Del Unser. 1-7 is a fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, it's Gary Jestad. 35's a walk, and that does it, and we're going to pull him. So Culp will leave after 7 2/3. And the interesting thing about this Portland bullpen is that the lefties are atrocious. We'll look at their stats in the composite box when we look at Culp's. But Strohmeyer and Wilhelm have been outstanding. Wilhelm, though, is a closer. They got a big lead, so we'll go Strohmeyer here. John Strohmeyer in the 8th. against Glenn Beckert with 2 on and 2 outs. The pitch to Beckert. 35 is a single dot. That will load the bases with Billy Williams, the batter. Strohmeyer's really good against lefties, though. That's why he was brought in. The pitch to Billy Williams. 58 is a liner to second base. And it continues for the Cubs. 6-1 in the 9th. We'll have Upshaw come on in the 9th inning. Down by 5. Cecil Upshaw. Jerry Kenny. 2-6 pops the first. Belanger 5-12 second X. This is, and Beckert makes the play there. He's really had an unfortunate year at getting hits off of a 2 at second base, though. It's been rather strange. He's gone up 6 of them already. Tony Gonzalez 47 is a single. And with 2 outs, Rich Reese 68 pops the first. So here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Strohmeyer is going to try and get the final 4 outs. This will not be a save. Jim Hickman leads it off. 48 is a K. Ron Santo, 5-10, center X. This is that Ty Klein, as I said, it's 2E14 in center. Makes the play. Bill Sorrell, 1-7, bounces to first base, and that is going to do it for the disappointed fans in Wrigley wanting to see their team win a series. They cannot. Portland evens the series up. And we'll go back to Portland for a Game 5. Wow. It's been kind of a nightmare season for the Cubs. Upshaw in the 9th, a hit. Ray Newman came on. Gave up a hit, walk, 2 hits, a walk, and a K. Milt Pappas takes the loss. The 7 hits but 6 runs score off of those. Walk 2, struck out 4. Strohmeyer comes on, gives up a hit and a K. Not a save. Culp wins another game. 5 hits, a solo home run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. 1009, 0109, 61016, 3516, 1635. Game 4 is in the books. I'm really curious to see the composite boxes for these teams. So for Portland, pretty much no damage in the series. Worst case, they lose a half a game. They'll still be in first place, regardless of what happens. Going into the final series before the All-Star break for them. It's pretty remarkable. Remarkable turnaround. And normally that Mountain Division winner is the team everybody wants to play in the postseason because they realize it's a weak team. So the Cubs are 7-12 year to date, hitting .275 with a 4.45 ERA. And Fergie Jenkins is 3-4. Not much to show for them. Portland, on the other hand, they're back to 13-10. Ray Culp is 4-2. The 2 losses might hurt him. He's given up 10 runs in 47 innings. Makes an ERA of 1.91 for Ray Culp. 4-2 with a 1.91 ERA. And now let's talk about this bullpen. So Strohmeyer and Hoyt Wilhelm have pitched 23 scoreless innings. John Strohmeyer and Hoyt Wilhelm. Wilhelm will probably go to the All-Star game as a closer. He's been untouchable. 10 in the 3rd innings with just 2 hits and 2 walks. No runs. The 2 have combined 23 shutout innings. Now, on the other side of the mound, Jerry Arrigo and Fred Norman are your lefty relievers for Portland. They have combined to pitch 15 innings, and they've given up 20 runs. 15 innings, 35 hits, 20 runs. I think that ERA is 12. Their combined ERA is 12. The other guy's combined ERA is 0. A tale of 2 sides of the pitcher's mound there. So an interesting year for Portland, hitting .279 with a 4.01 ERA. We have played 310 baseball games to this point. We're hitting 261 with a 395 ERA. That ERA's ticked up a point roughly every series. It was below 390, but it's been ticking back up to 395 as the teams start to heat up a bit going into the All-Star break. That's it today from Wrigley Field. I'll play a Game 5. And thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Well, folks, it's all over in Portland, and they did it. They came back and won Game 5 in Portland. It's Jim Perry, the ace they acquired in the offseason for the Twins. 5 hits to the Cubs with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in a complete game. Final score is 5-0. They beat Bird Hooten, and the dreadful Cubs season trudges along. Portland, however, is a Cinderella kind of story moving forward. Thanks for checking it out.